She walks in like a breeze in July, sun in her hair, that look in her eye, boots clicking on the hardwood floor, every head turning like what's she here for? I don't know her name just yet, but I'm betting she's the reason hearts forget. Hey, looking like a Friday flame, girl's got that wild game, never been tame. She's got the vibe and she don't even try, and I'm like,
all right, we're gonna cut that one there because it's such an amazing song. You're gonna have to go find it. That's called She's Got That. We have Wes Ryan in the studio with us today, and he says he's not legendary, but I sent his song. Somebody in New Brunswick told him to send me his song, which was weird to me because we're both in Texas, and why did it take someone across the pond to tell me this guy existed? But they did, and he sent me the song, and I listened to his story, and absolutely so excited to have Wes Ryan on with us today. How are you doing? I know you guys are. I'm doing good. You gotta play the best with the cards you're dealt, and that's where I'm at. I'm doing absolutely amazing, and excited to be able to share the next couple of however many minutes we're on here with you. That song, She's Got That. First off, how long have you been performing? Let's hear your story.
I'd probably say I started in the womb when I started kicking my mama, and then I just kept it on up after that. I've always had music in my head, and I've actually started songwriting in 2004, and I was raising kids for a lot of years there, so most of my audience was cows, the oil field, birds, the sky. Not a lot of regular audiences, but I finally got out. I had a shot in 16. It didn't work out. And then now I'm writing again. I have an opportunity to record and get my music out there. And it's been real exciting so far.
So yes, so that's what I was saying earlier, is that when I mentioned, I was like, hey JB, that I need your help. I think this guy has what it takes, and I want you to help me push him. And he was like, Cynthia, I got a song from like back in the 90s or something. I was like, wait, how do you have that? It's awesome that I mean, and it says a lot about your work if I just mention your name and all of a sudden he's like, wait, no, I still have songs from that long ago. Like, that it's you're that fresh in his mind. It was awesome to me. So I was excited to be able to reunite you guys, and I'm excited to be able to help you push whatever you push out, and just excited to be part of the journey, period. It's really a beautiful thing to be a part of. There's so many amazing artists with so many amazing songs. And so basically been performing since you were in your womb. What inspired you to become a songwriter?
I just always had it in my head. I just never wrote it down for the longest time. And I'd sing a little bit to myself in the tractor and then I'd forget it. And one night I just sat up straight in bed and I went in and I wrote this song down. And it took me about 10 minutes to do it. And I thought, boy, I have a hit. But I mean, it turned out I didn't. But, I thought the first time I wrote one, but it didn't. It took a long time. I've had to practice a lot. And, I've got a sound I have in my head and that's what I try to get out there. And, I hope folks will listen to it and they like it. It comes from my heart, it comes from my experiences. So, you know.
Who would you say influenced your style as an artist?
Gosh, everybody. I think early on it was Elvis, the Beach Boys, the Beatles, a lot of folks like that influenced it, especially with the Beach Boys. Brian Wilson recently passed away, but I could always relate myself to a lot of what he had in his biography about his life, about his the way he felt about music. For him, he didn't really like being on the stage and out there. He liked to make music and record music and things like that, and that's what I'm into. I like the songwriting and stuff like that. I'm not, and that's just where I always kind of pictured myself to be, and it's just I've been real fortunate the last few months that a lot of good people been listening into my music and weighing in on it, and I'm growing with them. That I like having you along is an amazing journey. Is that's JB and my friends and family. It's really cool.
It really is. They tell you it's about it's about the journey, not the destination. It definitely is. It's about the path and the scenery and the people along the way. And in this grand scheme of things, as one of my good friends would say, we're all just here helping each other get home. So glad to have you a part of the network and looking forward to what else you put out. I know that after hearing your story, I definitely felt called to support it and I don't know if you want to talk like let's tell the story behind She's Got That first. What is the story behind that song? How did it come about? The one we heard on the way in.
Okay, I worked as a professional DJ for many years, and when I'd be up there sitting in the booth in the clubs and looking out from the DJ's booth, you can see everything. That's you kind of watch the floor. That's your territory, and there was always that one lady who came into the club and turned everybody's head just like she owned it. And I've always remembered that, and I've put that out in several songs, including "Mic Drop" and "She Got That," and it's it all stems from that. Just the all the times I saw a lady come through the door and she just turned every head in the room.
Heck yeah. It's easy to write well, I can't say that, but it's easy to get ideas from watching people. I'll say that. That part I can say. Because there's a lot of scenarios and a lot of experiences out there, and sometimes do you feel like it's better to is it easier to write from things that you witness versus things that you feel, or which do you think?
Oh yes, definitely. I write completely from experiences, or you know, in ways. For example, there's a few times that it went off. I wrote about other things, but as a rule of thumb, I write about stuff in my life because that's what I know. And if somebody else is listening to the songs, if I don't believe in the songs that I put out there for people, and then I can't expect them to believe in them. So, I hope that when they listen to my songs, they know that all that comes from a very deep part of my soul. I lay myself bare in the songs I write.
And we're going to definitely hear that on this next one. I am so blown away and grateful. Like there was a time in my life that I was embarrassed to talk about God. Like I'm not even going to joke about it. I blamed him for everything that went wrong and was like, like if you really exist, why is this happening to me? And I'm glad that I've turned that around and I realized that evidently, factually, it is real, it exists, and um, it is the most amazing thing that there is once you find it. The peace that can be provided in the middle of war is absolutely insane. Um, but to be comfortable to talk about it on the internet and not worry what people, because the life I lived before, like obviously I ostracized myself when I start talking about God instantly. So to be able to just freely do that it's been a really amazing growing experience. And I'm glad that I have people like you in my life that I can just talk to about that kind of stuff. And I know that you did share a bit of your testimony. I want you to kind of talk about this next song that we're going to hear, the title of it, how it came about, and whatever you want to say about this next one.
Um, the song is called "The Fall That Saved My Life," and I've written songs about a lot of things: my family, my friends, my best friend that's in the back seat of here where I'm talking to you from right now, and um, but I got to thinking about it, and I'd actually had got the inspiration from you. We were talking, and I got thinking about that, and I was like, I haven't written about my relationship with the Lord. And the truth is, most of my life I took everything on my shoulders. I thought I had to do it myself. And then there came a time in my life when I got injured, and I kind of watched everything I owned slip away through my hands, and I hit rock bottom. And it was just a defining moment when I hit my knees and I prayed, and God was waiting on me with open arms. It was that simple. All I had to do was just give it up to Him, and it changed me. And I'm not saying overnight. I didn't become Billy Graham in the next 15 seconds, but I did, have slowly gone down this path. Not slowly, I've willingly gone down this path of being a good and better Christian and better man. And it's been amazing. It saved my life. And so I thought that it was the one song that I needed. If I did express myself in uh, just 100% who I am, that was the song to do it.
Well, I can tell you that I got to watch the birthing process of this song. And when I read the lyrics, I was blown away. And when I heard it all put together, like I literally cried. So I am going to play this song. Normally, we don't play the full song, but we want you guys to hear this song because we feel like it might touch you in a way that is positive, and it might help you understand that like God is there and He's a God of many chances. Like, I at one point was told that, there are no more chances. If you don't make the decision now, you got to live with that for the rest of your life. But He is the God of many chances, and I'm really excited to be able to play this song. I thank you for sharing it with us. I know that it wasn't easy for you to write.
It's an honor to honor my Lord, and I hope it does reach people. I hope that they know that, that it's okay to get on your knees and give it up to God, because it's that easy. It's that simple. I mean, and you'll hear all these thoughts in your brain. Oh no, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't do me any good. But it does. I promise you, if you will give your heart to it and you will put your faith in it, it will change your life. I promise you. I will. That is no lie. I'm living proof of that.
So am I. It's so real. It is so unbelievably real. And it's not. I mean, it's easy to accept Him and want to follow Him, but I also want to prepare people who decide to make that decision that it gets better. It doesn't get easier. It gets better. It does not get easier. Just so you know, like the devil, the things that are going on in your life and the chaos, those are always going to be there. He's never going to stop trying to defeat you. You're always going to have that sinful nature. It's something you're going to have to battle for the rest of your life, but you have to choose God in the hard times. And in those times, you'll find that the hardest times are often some of the most beautiful blessings. This is the fall.
Also remember to.
Go ahead, Russ.
I burned through the bridges I swore I'd never cross, drank down the hurt, rolled dice with a cost. Sunday mornings were just for sleeping in. I chased down the dark like it was my closest friend. Bar stools knew my name, the devil knew my pride. I kept running from the truth with nowhere left to hide. far gone. I hit my knees and found where I belong. He was standing there at the bottom of my fall, with nails scarred hands and arms open wide. Didn't ask for nothing, just gave me life. Grace poured down like a summer rain, washed my sins and took my shame. Oh, how sweet it is to know I'm free. All I had to do was hit my knees. The fall that should have been the end for me became the fall that saved my life. I still got scars, but they don't define the man I am now, walking in the light. Ain't perfect, Lord knows I'm still rough, but I'm proof that mercy's more than enough. I wear the cross on a chain of steel to remind me daily that he's real. He gave his son to pay my price. What kind of love lays down that kind of life? He was standing there at the bottom of my fall, with nails scarred hands and arms open wide. Didn't ask for nothing, just gave me life. Grace poured down like a summer rain, washed my sins and took my shame. Oh, how sweet it is to know I'm free. All I had to do was hit my knees. The fall that should have been the end for me became the fall that saved my life. Now I thank God for the lowest low. It brought me back to the one I'd known. I thought I was lost, but I was coming home. 'Cause he was standing there at the bottom of my fall, with nails scarred hands and arms open wide. Didn't ask for nothing, just gave me life. Grace poured down like a summer rain, washed my sins and took my shame. Oh, how sweet it is to know I'm free. All I had to do was hit my knees. The fall that should have been the end for me became the fall that saved my life. Yeah, he turned that fall into flight. The fall that saved my life.
I can tell you that that song's going to hit a lot of homes and it's going to hit a lot of hearts. And we're going to help that happen, because wow. You know,
Well, thank
a lot
you,
of
Rob.
people a lot of people expect you to just find God and all of a sudden be perfect and never make mistakes again, and that's far from the truth. Like, we all make mistakes. There's only one person that was ever perfect on this planet, and that's who we're talking about.
Yeah. Uh, Well, I'm not. I haven't reached my destination, but I'm on the way. And that's the way I look at it. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes, but I'm not afraid to put them out there for other people to. Music binds us all in ways that, for one thing, the way I look at it is that you know life can make you feel very lonely, like you're on an island. And especially when your heart's broke or you're depressed and you're down, you can hear a song, and in that the words of that song, you find the fact that somebody else once felt the same way as you did. So it makes you not feel so alone in this world, and that is a beautiful thing. And it's just amazing how much unity you can find in that, brotherhood, faith, love. I mean, it touches on all parts of our lives, and it's I think that's why I love music so much, and I love making it. It's I want to touch people's lives. I want them to know that they're not alone. That I've felt the same things, good, bad, and the ugly. So anyway, that's the way I look at it.
Speaking of not alone, so you're not doing any performances, you're solely a songwriter, and you want to give back to the world with your talents. So we've talked about it offline. You want to help other songwriters write songs, correct?
That's right. I mean, I broke my back in a wreck, and there's just no point in it, trying to explore that as a that's not an option for me. So I can write songs, I can do that, and I can make music. But music is the vessel I try to get my songs out there. I've tried everything else to kick down doors, but if somebody has a song they would need help on, they send it to me and give me an idea what they want, and I'll write it around their talents. I can write anything. I've been doing this a long time, so it's I just the songs that people hear on my albums is the songs I have in my head getting out, you know, getting out of my head, and also a demonstration of the fact that I can write songs, and that as at a professional level. So, and I'm not saying that to brag. I just that's the goal anyway. But yeah, I just never had any inclination to be out front. It doesn't appeal to me. I don't know why. It doesn't. But I love making music. I love sharing music. I just don't really like. I don't think I'd want the lifestyle.
It's a
I
lot.
don't
It's
think
a
I
hard
could.
lifestyle because, especially a gentleman like you, I mean, that was your first ever Christian worship song. All of your songs are more secular. They do have God sprinkled in, but they're more secular. And in order to play secular songs, you have to play in a secular environment. And the secular environment deemed good for music is the pit of despair. And yeah, there are a lot of artists that struggle every day with, do I keep going? Is this what I should be doing? Like, is this the environment that I should be in? Am I making a difference? And, it's, if you're questioning that, keep going. Maybe you need to go in a different direction for a while, but keep going. Don't let that stop you from doing what's on your heart and what's passionate, because that's what keeps us alive, is doing what's on our heart, and what keeps us passionate. That's literally what keeps us alive. So keep going for sure. And you also are hoping that someone might actually like one of your songs and relate to one of your songs enough to take it to the stage with them, right?
Well, yes, and I've written some songs. Actually, I've had some pretty interesting news today too, but I'll talk about that in a minute. But I've written some songs recently with Lizzie Beth Goldman. We did a song called Million Words, and I'm looking forward to her rendition of that. But I write more mainstream, and so I'm kind of on the outside of Texas country music, and I'm at the same time I'm on the outside of Nashville. So I'm unique in the way that I'm on the outside of everything. But I write for singers like I write for what's playing that's popular. Like for example, Jordan Davis is someone I fashion my music after. Thomas Rhett is another one. Justin Moore. Those are that's kind of the direction that I go with my music. And I know that's not everybody's idea of country music, but that's how I hear it. So that's how it comes out. I'm gonna be me. I'm not. I don't. It can't be with somebody else. But an interesting story was I wrote a song, and this had to do with you too. Cynthia hooked me up to the North Texas Warriors Golf Association, which is a 501c3 nonprofit designed to help uh, veterans who are suffering from PTSD and brain trauma. And so they had I guess, a little thing coming up. And anyway, to support them, I gave them a song that I wrote off my second album called "She Still Waves," and it's about Old Glory. It's about, and so anyway, um, I gave that for them, and the proceeds go to them. But at the same time, I entered that into the American Songwriters Red, White, and Blue songwriting contest, and I found out today that I won the contest.
Oh, amazing. That's absolutely amazing. I'm telling you, when I heard your music, I was like, you are ahead of your time. Like literally, you're doing what, people dream and wish they could sound like, and it's absolutely amazing. And to know
I was
that
shocked by it.
it's
I laughed.
I mean, watching the birthing experience and knowing the experience that birthed it, like, I know some songs are probably like a joy to get out, like, just get that out of me. I don't want to hold it anymore. And other ones are, probably like, you get it out and then you cry because you're like, wow, that came out of me. Like,
Yeah, I've left a lot of tears on paper, and I do. I get emotional. There's hard ones like "Heaven's Got a River" I wrote for the disaster on the Guadalupe, and that was a hard song to write. And then I wrote a "Once Upon a Broken Heart" over about a friend of mine that lost his wife and newborn in a wreck many years ago when I lived in Oklahoma City, and it had been in my heart for years, and I sat down and I wrote it, but I had to get up from it several times because it was just I immersed myself so deeply into what I write that it touches a part of me emotionally that I'm not afraid to say I cry sometimes. It's hard to get, and sometimes I celebrate. It depends on the song, but and sometimes I cry. I cried when I wrote the fall that saved my life. I left tears on that one too.
I mean, that one gave me tears, and I am absolutely blown away by how that came out. Like I can't wait to help you share that one. Like, I'm definitely going to do something special for that one. I've actually started looking up gospel stations as well, and adding those. So, um, a lot of fun stuff, a lot of amazing stuff. It's really been a beautiful journey. It's not been an easy one. There's been a lot of adversity, a lot of obstacles, a lot of hate to sift through, but you just got to keep going. You got to be true to yourself, true to the reason that you're doing it, and just lay it all on the table. Like there's not really any other options. You just got to pour it all out. Um, this last song, I know you guys have been sitting on the side of the street in the car talking to us for the last 28 minutes. So we are going to tell the story about this last song and let you get on the road and off to do what you need to do to be there for your friends and your family.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
3 words away. What's the scoop?
Well, uh, my love life has been a catch and release. 100% commitment, 50% committed to getting along, and 50% committed to not getting along. So, 3 words away, and songs of that nature are more about what I always hoped love would be, but it never was. It eluded me personally, and but it's not that I never felt it, or experienced it. It was just, I don't know, it wasn't lasting. But anyway, I wrote these songs about that, tender songs, romantic. I write about whatever mood I feel like it. I never know where the inspiration's going to come from. I might be, watching a movie or something and just get inspired, or having a conversation with you, or one of my songwriter friends, and or pulled up to a stoplight and I get an idea in my head, and so it's I never know where it's going to come from, but when it does, I write about it. And 3 words away is what I always hoped love would be. It wasn't for me, but that's what I think it ought to be anyway.
Okay, and we talked about this before we got on the call, and I said I was going to start throwing this question out. A lot of artists, they have these little stories, and each song has its own little meaning and piece that fits into this overall? Is there an overall message that you want people to get when they listen to your music?
When you, I hope it, well, the overall message is that I'm just a regular person like everyone else, and I hope when they listen to my music that it touches them in places that makes them happy. That, you know, if they're sad, that they can relate to. If they're, you know, questioning their faith, that they can lean on. And that's, to me, if I never got anything else out of this, that would be enough. I just want to get it out of my head mostly. But uh, yeah, to me, okay, here's the deal. When I was married twice. Both my wives always said I was distant. Even when I was there, I wasn't there. So, and it wasn't that I didn't want to be, I just didn't know how to be. And when I started writing, one of the early songs I wrote, a song called Lately, I raised my kids, and I'd taken them about 10 miles away to the doctor one day. And we were coming home from the doctor, and they were asleep in the back. And I had the stereo turned down low, and this song came on. And when I got home, I wrote it down, and it was a tear-stained song. But that song was the first time I was ever able to touch my feelings as a writer. And when I did that, it opened up all these doors to me. It suddenly, you know, everything that I always had inside of me, I was able to get out. And that was very remedial to me, very therapeutic, healing for me personally. And um, plus, you know, what it created for me musically. I never dreamed I'd be able to do the things I can do. I'm just a little old country boy from Rochester, Texas, tow-headed and wild, running out on the river one day, and next thing I know, I'm talking to this beautiful lady on Texas Brew Radio.
Right? Somebody across the pond connected us, and we're still here. We're here in the same state. It's still so amazing how God works. Like that definitely was some intervention in there. Uh,
Yeah, you bet.
Especially here in that song, I know for sure there was some sort of intervention in there. Like that wasn't a mistake. God doesn't make mistakes. So we are going to listen to 3 Words Away. And is there anything else you want to say before we listen to the song and let everybody go?
I hope everybody enjoys it. If you've got you a husband or a wife, go in there in the kitchen, wrap your arms around each other, and enjoy the dance.
Heck yeah. Well, this is 3 Words Away.
We've been dancing around the edges of something we both know. Your hand fits mine just right, like a sunset on a back road. Oh, I don't want to scare the moment or say too much too soon, but I can't help thinking about saying this to you. Every smile, every touch is pulling me closer to that rush. I'm just 3 words away